Carleton Raven and now Italian Olympian Jason Seed. Jason, take me through what this week has been like. How long in advance did you know? And obviously, just the groundswell since finding out you were on the Olympic team.
Yeah, it's been, as you can imagine, it's been a pretty wild week. And just obviously, since the news broke and kind of became common knowledge, just hearing from everyone and friends and family and everything like that, it's been pretty cool. I knew a little bit ahead in advance, not too much, but maybe about a month ago. Our coaching staff was just trying to kind of let guys know whether they were in or out, just to obviously let us prepare a little bit and kind of organize family and friends coming over if they want to get tickets and this and that. So I did know for a little bit, and then I obviously when the post came out and the social media and all that stuff kind of took off, and it was pretty fun, and it's still kind of riding that, and it's been really cool to see the kind of the messages and the reactions and everything.
We definitely here have been following along since you played in the 6 game pre-tournament. I know that was important for you guys to get a look. I think the biggest question for a lot of people is your name is Jason Seed. You were from Ottawa, Ontario. How do you end up on the Italian national team?
Yeah, yeah, definitely not an Italian name. There's a few of us on the roster. I'm sure people have noticed that already. But no, so on my mom's side, she's Italian, so I come from Italian family, and my grandparents were from Italy. They moved over to Canada when they were kind of late teens, early 20s, and then just so again through my mom, she had her Italian citizenship since she was born, and I went ahead and got mine just because obviously you're able to do that, just getting it passed down. So I did that a while ago, well before I even came to Europe and started playing. So just kind of preemptively just wanted to get ahead of that and figure that it could help me in the future. Obviously, I had no idea it could eventually lead to this where we are now. But at the very least, I kind of thought, oh, maybe it'll help me get to Europe and play some European pro hockey for a few years. And so obviously one thing led to another, and here we are now.
When did the idea or the opportunity to get involved with the Italian national team come up? Obviously, you go over from Carleton, you start in France, you make your way to Poland. At what point in time did you realize, or did you end up on the Italian radar, or did you reach out? And then when did this all set in motion? Were the Olympics kind of part of what kickstarted this for you?
No, not really at all. Again, this is I mean, like, I guess a long time coming. This is my ninth year over here in Europe. I mean, my goal really was to get to Europe and play in Italy specifically because of my Italian passport. I just wanted to do that because I have Italian family, the culture, and I know the language a little bit. So I just kind of had this image in my mind. Oh, I'd love to get to Italy one day. So it started off in France and led to Poland, like you said. But even through those years, I was kind of like, I'd really like to find something in Italy, and it was tough. I didn't really have as many options, and finally made my way there. And the way it works for players like me that are Canadian or American that have that Italian dual citizenship, you need to play a year and a half in Italy before you're even eligible to play for the national team. So once that was up for me, which was my second year in Cortina in Italy, the national team reached out to me and said, "Hey, we want to invite you out to one of our camps. There's a few breaks throughout the season where you can come, practice with the team and play a few exhibition games and stuff." So that's how it started off, and that went really well, and I think I showed well, and obviously that led to getting invited to the next one, and then even at the end of that year, I participated in the World Championships with the national team in my first year of eligibility with the team, technically. So. And again, that all went well, and it just kind of kept going from there. So I've been participating with the team throughout all the national breaks over the past 2 years. And really, until this started about 2 years ago, again, the Olympics were not on my mind at all. I was just playing in Italy. I was enjoying it, and then obviously the national team stuff came up. I'm like, oh, let's kind of ride this and see how this goes, give it my best, and then again now, towards the end of last year and into this year, it's like, okay, if I keep doing my thing and just showing well and playing well for them, that hopefully I'll earn a spot on the roster for the Olympic team.
Take me maybe back to the start before we get to Italy. You were a guy at Carleton. I was lucky enough to be on the staff with you, and you were a really defensive minded guy. And so as a result, as you're about to graduate, you've had great years. You've been to a couple national championship tournaments, don't have a lot of points to show for your time. How did you go about getting yourself in? Obviously, we know now you went to France too, but how did you convince teams at the next level that you were going to continue to make the impact that we saw on the defensive side of the puck while you were here?
Yeah, again, like it just one thing led to another. It was really year after year where I kind of saw those opportunities come up, and it was as a result of my play, really. I mean, I started off in, like you said, in France, did one, I had a really good year over there. I kind of For me, myself personally, like you said, I was definitely more defensive minded throughout U Sports, and that was great, and I enjoyed my role, and I think I did that well. At the same time, maybe I could have tried and expanded on that a little bit throughout my time at Carleton. So when I went over to France, I kind of just gave myself in my own mind the opportunity to just kind of be a little bit more free and jump in on the play and create a little bit more offense and just yeah, play a little bit more free, I guess is the best way to say that. And again, I had a couple of good years there, and that resulted in winning the championship my second year there in Briançon in France. Um, and from there, I definitely had a few more opportunities after that, including some offers in League Magnus, and then chose to go to Poland for a few reasons. Main thing being, I thought it was going to be a good step up and a good jump up in the level of hockey. So again, another opportunity to kind of push myself and see how I fit in there. And so spent 3 years there, which is kind of crazy looking back now. But again, one thing led to another, and had good opportunities there. Especially my second 2 years in Tihi there, with a great spot to play, and just really kind of took off in not only my game, but just, yeah, my confidence, offensive, defensive. I played a lot. And so that just helped my game. It helped round out my game. And then finally, that kind of gave me the opportunity in Italy. And those options kind of came up after my years in Poland. And same thing, I just wanted to continue to grow my game personally and work on both sides of the puck and chip in, hopefully offensively as well as do my thing defensively. And yeah, just kept kind of improving my game over the years.
You were part of a group at Carleton that really set the foundation. There were some guys before you and some guys during your time, but as like a 5 year window, you guys really set the foundation of guys turning pro, and this being a program that turned pro. What was it about Carleton, and maybe it's a bit of Marty or the team in general and HPC, but what was it for you about Carleton that led to your development and so many guys in your group turning pro?
I honestly really do think it started with Marty and then trickled down. I mean, he obviously set the tone and set the precedent. And before coming in, he was very very clear on what the program was about. And it was, you're coming here to be a hockey player, obviously to get your education and take that seriously and do well in school. But it wasn't, come here and just, it's a party school and have fun. And like, we obviously had our fun, but we were to take it seriously. We were to be a competitive team. We wanted to win. We wanted to improve every day, day in and day out. So he kind of set that foundation, and it certainly, showed on our ice practices, games. We were very successful, like you said, over the course of those 4 or 5 years, and so I think that's really where it started. But like you said, we had a great roster, top to bottom, and just guys with great experience, guys that really bought into that wanted to be there to win hockey games, to improve, hopefully, find a career after U Sports as well, which helps, to play really well throughout your career in your sports to give yourself those opportunities afterwards. So yeah, that's what I would say. And again, for me, I loved my time there. I had a great time. I loved everything about it. Uh, I think looking back now, I wish I would have pushed myself a little bit more. If I'm being honest, I think I could have grown my game more in those 4 years before heading over to Europe. But at the same time, it's certainly laid the foundation for me going over to Europe and then taking off from there.
You're a guy who hasn't spent a lot of time at home, if we're being really honest, looking at your history. You obviously started junior hockey with Gatineau, but then you played in the Maritimes until you came to Carleton. Other than those 4 years at Carleton, how have you adapted? Obviously, you said you speak the language now in Italy, which helps, but how have you adapted to kind of always living far from home through these now 9 year stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it started off as just, let's go. And at the time, as my girlfriend, who's now my wife, we've been together for the whole thing together, and it started off as, let's go to France. I had this opportunity. Let's just go see how it is. At the very least, we'll have, 8 or 9 months of, I'll get to play some hockey. We'll travel a lot. We'll see some cool cities, and then we'll come home and have that experience. And then that's honestly how it started. And again, year after year, just sort of like, okay, well, let's do another year. Maybe we'll try this now. And so, yeah, I did not envision this being a 9 year career up until this point. And certainly at times it does get tough just being away from all of our friends and family and that base kind of back home that we we don't see too often. I mean, obviously we get to come home in the summer and see everyone, and that's great. But yeah, we've missed out on a lot for sure, and so that's part of the sacrifice of coming over here to do this. At the same time, again, I'm very grateful for my wife, and now we have our family and our two young daughters, and so definitely getting tougher as the family grows. It's a lot to a lot to take care of, a lot on the go, and but at the same time, again, it's kind of led to this now and this great opportunity that I have in front of myself. So I mean, I can't see it going any other way. I'm very fortunate to end up where we are now.
Now, as you talk about where you are, obviously we got to ask a couple more questions about where you're heading, and I'd be remiss if I didn't take the chance. You've got a couple weeks of the season left. If I assume you're on kind of like an NHL schedule before the Olympic break, have you given yourself an opportunity to look ahead and look at those rosters that are in your pool when you get to Milano-Cortina, or is it still focus on the job you have to do with Bolzano?
Yeah, a bit of both. I'd be lying if if I said my mind is solely on our current season here in Bolzano. Yeah, of course, we looked at those rosters, and we talk about it in the room, even with the other guys, and they're they like to bring it up. And of course, we know our pool. We know we have a tough go. We're playing some great teams and very high end teams, and so yeah, that's of course that's in the back of our mind. And but yeah, we have I think 5 games left before the break. Some very important ones. We have a very tight grouping at the top of our league currently, so we're really trying to battle and stay up top and even climb a little bit before this break. But yeah, of course, part of my brain's on the Olympics already and just gearing up for that. But either way, I'm obviously just trying to do what I can from now until then to be in top shape and playing the best hockey I could possibly be playing right now.
You mentioned the guys bringing it up in the room. You've got a number of teammates who are actually going to the Olympics with you. What's that experience been like with the training camps and international competition now with a handful of teammates that you're getting ready to go to the games with?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really nice to share that with them, and obviously we spend a lot more time together because during those national breaks is generally when the rest of the team has an opportunity to take a few days off and kind of regroup and reset or go for a quick 3 day kind of vacation. Whereas we're kind of, we're together, we're practicing every day, we're playing exhibition games. And so we're kind of in it together, and it's cool that we get to share that with each other. And yeah, so I'm really happy that, a pretty large handful of my teammates are joining and that we get to do it together. So really cool experience.
Now, I know how quick you got back to me, and I really appreciate that in setting this up. But at a time like this, I can only imagine what your phone looks like. How many unread text messages would you have right now?
You know what? I actually finally got through all of them. And it's not like it wasn't crazy. I don't think. Maybe it is. Certainly the most response I've had from any kind of social media kind of post, let's say. But the challenge is like generally during the day, I'm not on my phone too much. I'm very busy with the kids, and so I don't really look at it until maybe the end of the night or whatever when I have time. And so I finally got through all of them, but I don't know the final number, but it took me a while to get through them. But really appreciative, obviously, and people I haven't heard from a long time, high school friends and whatever, university friends and all that. So it was really cool. And obviously I wanted to get back to everyone and just show my appreciation for the support and everything. But
Well, it's very exciting, and everyone here at Carleton is very excited for you as well. So we're wishing you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you guys play Canada down the road in the tournament.
yeah, that would be amazing. I mean, I hope, I mean, who knows? We'll see how it all shakes out. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm really happy to take this opportunity to talk with you. And yeah, thanks again. Really appreciate it.